Good?
Let's make sure Haley's.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, these are.
I didn't know she did thumbs up.
The red light.
Okay. Okay, we'll call general government meeting to order at 5:37. Roll call, please.
Fleming.
Here.
Gershenson.
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
Kowal. Here. Kokendorfer is absent with notice. Long.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, we'll skip the pledge because we're going to do that at the board meeting in an hour, a little over an hour. And so we need a motion to approve the previous minutes from January 8th. Moved by Commissioner Kowal, supported by Commissioner Fleming. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay. And approval of the agenda is presented. Just a motion for that. Moved by Commissioner Kowal, supported by Kowal, supported by, see, I'm just thinking because you called her. And then supported by Commissioner Hoffman. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, none. And then do we have any public comment? Doesn't look like it. Dan, no. All right, we'll close public comment and then we'll move on to the regular agenda. And it's Parks and Recreation Commission appointments. And this must be Ebony. Yes. Ebony's already and Bagley. So if you want to take a few minutes just to, I know there's some of you here for the. I don't know. Is the other one out there? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, we'll close to it. If you would. So if you want to take a few minutes, I know some of the commissioners already met you on the subcommittee, but if you want to take a few minutes to talk about yourself, and then we'll just go around if there's any questions.
Sure, absolutely. Should I speak into the mic or?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for having me. My name is Ebony Bagley. I have been a resident of Oakland County for, I believe, 25, most of my life, 30 years, I think, or around there. My passion has always been, one thing I've loved about just being a resident of Oakland County is I've seen what an impact and what a difference our parks make. And I think it just makes our communities such a beautiful place. I worked for 10 years for the city of Southfield in their Parks and Rec department, starting as a camp counselor at the age of 15. And then I went on to be one of the youngest camp directors ever of Camp Tadpole at Southfield Parks and Rec. I've always been civically engaged and involved in my community, and it is my passion to serve. I was a teacher for 7 years, both at Hamtramck Academy, which is a National Heritage Academy school, and then I also worked as a program director for Birmingham Public Schools at Corton Elementary School. And in that capacity, I worked a lot with budgeting and learning kind of what our children want and need in our communities, as well as what the parents desire in Oakland County. Currently, I work for Channel 4 News. I am a producer. I produce the Noon Show. So if you watch the Noon Show, that's me. I also do all of the breaks in the morning. So when you see our breaking news, I also produce those. And although I left teaching after I was a teacher for 7 years, I wanted to serve my community in a different way. And now I find myself doing that through journalism. And I also hope that I have the opportunity to serve on this board, because having a family now in Oakland County and living in Farmington Hills, I have more of an even desire to be involved in the process. I've worked, like I said, I've always kind of been involved and worked in the city and volunteered, and my family is very involved as well civically, but I definitely want to have more of a play more of a role and play more of a part in my community. This is what I'm passionate about. I want to serve, and that is why I'm here. That's just a little bit about me.
Oh, you did a lot already for me. So, yeah. So do you want to want to just ask questions? If you have a question, raise your hand. Or
some of us already did, so we'll give those of you who haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob, do you have any questions?
Well, no, I just want to say that after this meeting, I'd like to talk to you about the news story about Commissioner Fleming. I don't have anything right now, but I really appreciate you. It seems like you really have it together, and I appreciate you applying for this. And maybe as the discussion goes on, I might have a question.
Okay, thank you.
There was a little bit of confusion, I think, during the subcommittee. Are you available to go? It's the first Wednesday every month at 1 p.m.
Yes.
And you get off of work at that.
By the time we got to Ebony, we had that straight.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you did, because it's an awful weird time, right, Dan?
It is, but yeah, I have cleared that also with my job and everything. If this goes through, they are very aware of this process.
It is mostly once a month, so, but it is right in the middle of the day. Not towards my liking, but that's the way it went. Yeah. And let's see. I don't know if I have anything else.
Can I take it for a minute then?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, so, you've kind of grown up in our parks. You've been an Oakland County resident for a long time, which has been very important on several of the appointments that we make. Your family now is using the parks,
Oh, absolutely. I have a daughter, she's 3. We use the parks.
and you visited several of our parks.
Yes.
And, you also have experience with grants,
Yes.
okay, and marketing. And I'm drawing on the notes that I took from the
Yes.
previous. So I just wanted the rest of the committee,
Mhm.
because we have some great candidates. And we're thrilled that you've applied,
Yeah.
and you would be representing a side of the county that we've been really looking to have representation on the board. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner
I'd like to
Kowa?
say you must have lived in Oakland County since you were like 6 months.
No, not quite. Not quite, but
I know you were saying 30 and something like, I'm
I'm not that young. But thank you.
No, I just like to say that we do have an embarrassment of riches as to people who have put in for this appointment.
Mhm.
And I really want to thank you for it, and you're really well qualified, so, but we got a tough decision to make coming up here real soon.
Yes, and I understand that. I wouldn't expect anything less, honestly. I wouldn't. So.
We're beating them off.
It's the first time it's been open in many,
Yeah.
many years that we've actually had interviews for this.
Okay, I've been gone for a while, so,
Yeah.
okay.
Wait.
Yeah,
Or Commissioner
thank
Flannery.
you again for coming in. And I got to know you, the first time.
Yes.
But we really appreciate it, and you've got some excellent qualities here. I don't know how it's going to go, but I would like to say this, the 2 remaining candidates that we have are both excellent. And if either of you get it, it's great, but the one that doesn't, I think you're qualified for other roles as well.
Okay, well, thank
Both of
you.
I think I will be on both of you ladies for things in the future as well.
All right, well,
We
thank
definitely
you.
have other things coming up. so.
Oh, there always are, so.
Can we expand the number of appointments we got, Dan? What would that take?
Good. Leads to statute. We'd
Make
like
life
that.
easier.
Very
Right.
qualified.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay, because you guys, I looked at her resume and stuff, and that was the one thing, I wanted to make sure the time. I think I'm good. Is everyone all set?
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you. I think we're gonna try to make our decision tonight, so you'll know either way, too. And then it
Okay.
goes, the decision will go to the full board tonight, and we'll vote on it. If we make a decision, it might go to the board tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Well,
we can
thank
come to a
you.
decision.
Thank you again for your
All
time.
right.
Thank you.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Hello. So if you want to make yourself comfortable there, and I know you're among some familiar faces, most of
Good to see you
them,
again.
most of us, I guess, beside Bob and I. So if you want to take a few minutes just to introduce yourself, a bit about you, a little bit of background, and then we'll just go around if we have any questions.
Sure.
So.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So my name is Andrea LaFontaine, for those of you that don't know me. I currently work for the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. Soon approaching my whole first year being there, so that's exciting. Previously to that, I served in the legislature for 6 years, and before that, I was a staffer for a state senator, so about 10 years in state government now. I think I am hitting my stride and finding my passion. I chaired the Natural Resource Committee for 6 years, which really opened the door to Parks and Rec, hunting, fishing, camping, all of that exciting stuff, which naturally led me to the position I'm in today.
Okay.
Great. You 2 want to start?
Commissioner Hoffman, you have to have some kind of question. Come on. We made her come all the
Give me
way.
a question. Thanks. Why don't you give me the answer? I'll give you the question.
Well, I'll ask the same, so you know, you have something?
Well, I want
Right.
to welcome you here, you have a great resume. You said you were in the legislature, oh, you were in the House?
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
Thanks.
You know Eileen?
I do. Served with her for 4 years.
Thank you, thanks for applying, you have a great resume.
Thank you.
You're a great candidate.
I would say she's very impressive, and she asks a lot of tough questions, and she doesn't go along to get along, so
That's good news.
such a young person coming in, she just really hit the ground running, just made a great impression upon everybody.
Thank you. Felt like it was sink or swim up there, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's kind of like it's like at Parks. No, I'm just kidding. So, did she get the right time though? Are you available?
They meet at 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock
Yeah, I think
the first Wednesday of every month.
And it's once a month.
Once a
correct?
month.
Okay.
Once a month, unless you're on like
Yeah.
executive committee and other things. But
Yes, that's not a problem.
okay, that you could get off of work then. Yeah. Okay, and then go ahead, Eileen. You can.
Well, I mean, just some things that I noted from your application, that you kind of went above and beyond, you know, as far as filling it out and being very thorough. That you have a lot of volunteer experience, and that you work with a lot of foundations, like the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation. And during our questioning, when you were here before, we talked about availability and time commitment, which you're fine with. But then you brought up the leveraging of assets and how you'd like to get into the local communities, like was it Royal Oak?
Royal Oak Township.
Yeah,
So I've realized that leveraging of assets is really important for communities that don't necessarily have the financial resources. So the few that they do have, it's best that we figure out how to get the most bang for our buck, so to speak.
Right.
So how do you turn $1 into $3? And it's about getting that initial seed money and then going to foundations and then going to the state for grants if possible and putting it all together. And the more people you have involved ultimately is going to produce a greater product. So that's something I've learned over the last year and we've been working on.
If I may continue.
Yes, go ahead.
You also mentioned your, in working for the NDNR, that you also are what's your position? They call the regional?
So one of the roles that I do, I'm the Region 10 coordinator for the Prosperity Regions, which is a program Governor Snyder put together. And essentially there's one representative from each agency, state agency, and we collaborate together. So Region 10 includes Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb County. So I meet regularly, about quarterly, with MDAR, DEQ, MDOT, one person from all that. We come together and discuss any issues that we're dealing with and figure out who else we can bring to the table that would make it ultimately easier for the citizen who's working on an issue.
Okay, good.
Okay. Any other questions? Or I don't really. You know, I looked at a resume and for a while. This has been going on a while. You know, I don't think I do.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure she knew the date and could get off at work.
Yeah, I'm
Sure,
sorry
'cause
for
it's-
that confusion
yeah.
at the first meeting.
Right.
But you are so qualified, but we have more than one qualified candidate, and so the decision's gonna be tough. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'd just like to say, if you're not appointed to this position, there are gonna be other good positions that will keep you in mind for it. So we just have to see how this goes. But we do really appreciate your time and your interest. We need people of your caliber and ability, so thank you so much for your time, and we'll see how this goes. You'll know pretty soon.
Right.
We'll know.
Yeah, if we can come to a decision, well, tonight it might go to the board floor at 7 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
So you know. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, or?
Can I ask one question
Sure.
to whoever may want to answer it? So I was reading both the master plan and the citizen need assessment, and I did notice kind of an interesting dynamic here in Oakland County that the only time I've seen that anywhere else was in northern Michigan. But it was what the views on open space use should be and whether or not it should remain undeveloped or like used for quiet sports or developed further. So I was just curious if any of you had a general opinion or leaning one way or another on open space.
Where did that come up on our survey, Dan? Dan Stenzel's the administrator of parks. I'm on parks, but I can't remember the open space. Did we
The
do it?
preservation of open space and maintenance of of green areas is a high priority.
It's like, wasn't it like this last survey, fifth or, I mean, it was right up there.
It
but
was pretty close.
Yeah,
That's why I
we
was,
just did
I
another
didn't-
survey, and I think it was kind of either fourth or fifth up there. But I don't know if did they ever break it down with what they want it to do with the open space and any of that?
There are crosstabs that are
Okay.
being run as not as we speak, but
Okay.
are being done, that we can look at the data even closer.
I just wasn't sure if there was a consensus amongst decision makers on what they thought of as open space, because I know we've kind of heard about it with the Huron Clinton Metro Parks Authority and how they're dealing with it in regards to mow and all of that and don't mow, and I know we encounter it at the DNR, so I wasn't sure if at the county level there was any sort of perspective on
And
that.
you might remember Chris is the only one on parks.
Right.
On
Yeah.
this committee.
Right. But then I looked at Dan, because I remember seeing it, but I don't know if we have anything that says about what we want to, like people would want to do with it. But that's a good point. Very good point.
We do
Commissioner
have
Colwell?
a staff in a division that maintains biodiversity in our parks.
Right.
Stewardship.
So we actually have 13 seasonal staff and 2 full-time staff.
It was just something I thought was interesting, because you're trying to balance two
ma'am.
different sides, which makes it fun and difficult at the same time.
Good question.
I would just like to say that, it comes up with the ORV park and everything else, that everybody, enjoys the outdoors in their own way. Everybody recreates in their own way, so there should be opportunities for everybody, like however they want to experience the outdoors.
Correct.
Okay. Anything else?
And Commissioner Gary McGilvey.
Yeah, he's on
He is
Parks. Commissioner. He's on Parks.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so we will, hopefully have a hard decision, so if we can make one tonight, we're gonna refer it to the board, and that'll be at 7 o'clock, but you'll hear either way, too.
Okay,
All right,
perfect.
thank you, nice to
Thank
meet you.
you.
Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right,
you.
now, do you want to go off the camera?
Yeah, I think
Off?
we should.
Have the cameras on?
Yeah.
Do we have a motion, or, I
I'll
don't
make a
care.
motion.
Well, you have.
I don't even
Bob
think
Costa.
you need a motion, but he was not.
He's not, we're not interviewing, I think it's okay, I know him, you know him. I think everyone knows him, but I didn't know if Nancy did, so I said, okay.
So we turn him off?
Yeah, can we turn it off?
We can, we just need to make
A
sure.
motion?
Yeah, you know what, we're not mandated by the bylaws to be taped, so you
But
don't.
on the appointment, right?
On anything.
Right.
That's our,
Right.
we have made that decision to
We can
tape
come
it,
back
so
if
I
we
don't
get a
know that you
motion, come
need a
back and we'll
motion,
make
but
it.
whatever.
Okay,
So I don't think we need a motion
I don't either,
to
just,
turn the cameras
yeah,
off.
I think we're,
As long as-
yeah,
Turn the cameras off.
for a few minutes.
Turn
and
the
we'll put it-
Well, you're gonna nominate us, you're gonna nominate Andrea LaFontaine, I'm gonna nominate Evan. So we're gonna have.
Okay,
on all of
so are we gonna do one person at a time then? Commissioner
I'd like to
Hoffman?
nominate Bob Costa.
Okay, okay, is there support? Support by, okay, there's a motion by Hoffman, supported by Kowa for
the
Commissioner
easy one out of the way.
Costa. Okay, any discussion on that one? Okay, so we'll do roll call on,
Appointment of Bob Costa.
yeah,
Gershenson,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Kowal,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Long.
yes. Okay,
So now I'd
All right.
like to nominate Ebony.
okay. Now is anyone gonna support her motion? Yeah, but then I think you have to vote, if you support second, I think you have to vote yes, I think if you second it, isn't it the one that seconds it, you have to vote yes?
Yeah, I guess we wanna go ahead?
I think if you second it, you gotta vote yes, though, I think.
No? Okay.
Only because I think you have to vote yes if you second it, I think.
Oh.
I think, according to Robert Rules, I think so, I think so. Do you? I think it's Robert Rules, I think it's, if you do a support, though you have to vote in favor, I think.
No, I don't think that's right. You do
No?
not.
You can support it without.
You can support it without voting yes.
Okay. All right, so there's no support then.
Oh, that's gross. Okay.
Okay, so now, someone want to make a motion, or, okay, Commissioner Kowa?
I'd like to nominate Andrea LaFontaine.
Support.
Okay. Discussion, you might want to discuss, do you want to discuss?
I'm really disappointed. I've shown real flexibility and not, for one of you not to second that nomination and stand up and vote how you feel. I'm really shocked.
But that's kind of what we're doing, the way we're doing it, we're talking about the way we think.
Right, but you didn't even give us a nomination. I mean, I think that's, I have shown a lot of flexibility to you, and I don't feel it's been reciprocal at all. I'm disappointed.
Okay, all right, any other discussion? All right, so we'll do, roll call on, Andrea LaFontaine.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Kowal,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, so then we can, all right, so then we just have the communications, we need a motion, just to receive and file for those. And then just a voice vote, all in favor? Aye, opposed?
Kowal.
Yeah. And then any other business?
Nada.
Seeing none, general government is adjourned.